Wait, crayons? Don't talk about crayons. Crayons? Crayons? Get yourself ready for a minstrel show.
Done! I'm done with life! I'm done! I'm done! I'm done! I'm done! Done! I'm done with life! And it's all Jermaine's fault! It's always Jermaine's fault! I'm done! I'm done!
What's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to Colosseum Daily. Tonight's topic: lefties need to get over themselves. Lefties need to get over themselves. And speaking of which, this FYI, a certain butthurt blue cried about me for an hour, then hit his stream like the fucking coward he is. And that's all you need to know. But on to today's topic. Lefties need to get over themselves. And I'm particularly talking about the lefties are surrounding this situation in Minnesota. There is a lot of reckless shit being talked on the left. There's a lot of reckless talk on the left, and it needs to be called out. People are going to get hurt if they don't tone down the rhetoric. People, you saw what happened to those two white ladies. People have already been hurt, but lefties need to turn down the rhetoric now before more people get hurt. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. And I'm not just talking about butthurt blue either. I'm calling out everybody on the left. Y'all need to tone that rhetoric against ICE down now before somebody else gets hurt. Seriously. I'm being dead serious. I get it. You don't agree with Trump's agenda. You don't agree with what ICE is doing. But what those two ladies did cannot be condoned whatsoever. Tone down the rhetoric now. I get it. You don't like ICE. That's fine. That's not an excuse to get in their way from doing their job. That's not an excuse to harass hotels, to harass the ICE members that are there to do their job. Y'all need to tone down the rhetoric. Plain and simple. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And salute the hordes in the building. And don't misunderstand me. I get it. You don't agree with what ICE is doing. I get that. But don't take the law into your own hands like those two ladies did. And you saw what happened. Stupid games give you stupid prices. Plain and simple.
Very tough. And Kristi Noem has really led the way in that with her initial press conference where she, basically said, she implied that he was dragged by the car. Like
she said, just before we play this clip, she said one of the vehicles, the ICE vehicles, became stuck and ensnared in the snow. No sign of that in any of the videos we've seen. Law enforcement were attempting to push out this vehicle. Have you seen any of that? No, we've seen no video of that. When a mob of agitators that were harassing them all day, again, we know she had just dropped her kid off at preschool or at school, began blocking them in, shouting at them, and impeding law enforcement operations. ICE officers and agents approached the vehicle of the individual in question who was blocking the officers. We saw her wave them by the way, roadway they could have gone by, and with her vehicle. And she'd been stalking, impeding their work all throughout the day. ICE agents repeatedly ordered her to get out of the car and to stop obstructing law enforcement. She refused to obey their commands. She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Over. That's what she had said. And let's go ahead and play. So Jake Tapper.
And just real quick before you go to that, because there's this debate about whether or not she was quote unquote stalking them, which doesn't change anything about whether or not it's justified in shooting her.
Right.
The shooting was at 9:35 a.m. and we know for sure they dropped the kid off at school. I don't know exactly when school started. Anybody who was watching this either has kids in school or has gone to school themselves. It's not that much before 9:35. Like there's no even if it's one of these early starting schools at like 7:50 or something like that, that at most would give them 90.
So you drop your kids off at school to go harass ICE officers? Really?
Minutes to be following them around, but that doesn't remotely appear to be the case. Like
yes.
It looks like a couple of minutes. This was activism of opportunity. They're like coming home from dropping the kid off and they see
this is
ICE
their
in the neighborhood.
Street. They live blocks away.
And so they're like, let's get out and like, let's protest this. So this is not like some like Antifa train situation where they're like been stalking them all day long. Again, 9:35 a.m. is when this is happening. So yeah. So anyway, so Kristi Noem again on Jake Tapper's show.
Why did you not wait for an investigation before making your comments?
Well, everything that I've said has been proven to be factual and the truth. This administration wants to operate in transparency. I have the responsibility as the Secretary of Homeland Security to know this information as soon as possible. Had just been
correct
in Minneapolis the day before, had already had conversations with officers on the ground and super.
Now they actually showed this video. Let me show you what happened before. They actually showed the video, but watch how they cover it.
I agree.
I don't think that this would be how I'm spending my time personally. So anyway, Ryan said something I think is objectively correct. He said that the vice president was genuinely psychotic, innocent. He shot an unarmed woman twice through a side window and then called her an effing bitch, let her bleed out and fled the scene. So this is in reaction to JD Vance, completely venerating the ICE agent who called him innocent, who killed Renee Good. And JD Vance replies, these people, meaning you, are incapable of not lying about this. Side window ? You can see the photos of the car with bullet holes. The shots came from the front of the car because that's where the officer was standing when he was hit by the car. He is allowed to discharge his weapon in self-defense. Ryan.
Yes, he is.
Your response.
It's interesting to go through there and count the number of just falsehoods in it.
In his claim that you're lying, the number of lies, yes.
Like holes is a lie. There's only one hole. Bullets is a lie. Standing in front of the car is a lie. And that he's allowed to discharge his weapon in self-defense is generally true, but not in the circumstances that he put himself in. It was self-created risk.
He had like 2 seconds to decide, and she was moving towards him. Come on now. What would you do in that situation, Ryan?
Hit by the car does not appear to be true.
And hit by the car. I would lost count of all the incorrect assertions in that thing. If we can put up the photo next to show, if you really don't believe me, you put up B23 here. So this is an image of, this is one of the frames. This is before he has fired his first shot. MJ kindly circled, in turn, MJ kindly circled the legs there. So for people who are confused, it's hard because the fact that the other guy's silhouette is like blocking the other dude. This would be open and shut across the spectrum if that other guy wasn't there and you could see him. So now here, that's the smoke from the first shot that does hit the front windshield. But notice where his legs were.
And look where that shot is.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the front furthest corner of the windshield, which is not actually what you would hit if you were standing in front of the car.
Right. And so the fact that you can see his legs means that he was not in front of the car. If he was in front of the car, you wouldn't be able to see his legs. Now, what started this was J.D. Vance had said, quote, "What the press has done in lying about this innocent law enforcement officer is disgusting. You should all
It is disgusting.
be ashamed of yourselves." And he said that in response to the video that came from the officer's phone, which we noticed early on. We're like, wait a minute, is that a phone in his hand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he actually filming? Turns out he was filming. It was leaked to Alpha News, which is a publication that has has close contacts with.
And what's wrong with him filming to make sure his ducks are in a row?
Like police unions in Minnesota.
Mm.
And so, and then the fact that there was a coordinated, immediate response on the right to say this vindicates him suggests that they really believe that. Like they put this footage out. And so we can roll this footage. This is the footage that J.D. Vance was responding to. So here he is. He gets out of his car here.
You can see the dog in the car.
You can see the dog in the car. He's circling around. And then he comes around the side, and I think,
listen very carefully to how they commentate this, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
That's fine.
This image right here is what the right was seizing on. They're like, look, she's a liberal. Look at her face. You can tell she's a liberal.
Yeah.
No one cares.
We told you she was a liberal. She deserved it. So now what he has here, he's gotten her license. So he has no reason to keep her at the scene.
Notice how he ignored how her Elizabeth partner was antagonizing him the whole time. Notice how they just ignore that fact.
Or anything else. He now switches hands. He moves his phone from his right hand to his left hand. So now you see her turn to the right. You see that? You saw her. Now he shoots her. And then he calls her an F. Now on the scene, keep her at the scene or anything else. He now switches hands. He moves his phone from his right hand to his left hand. So now you see her turn to the right. You see?
Notice how he leaves out the fact that that her partner told her to drive off. Notice how they leave that specific part out. Now do y'all understand what I mean? Like, y'all need to tone down this rhetoric. Let's continue.
See that? You saw her. Now he shoots her. And then he calls her an F and B. So you saw her turning the wheel to the right. That means he saw her turning the wheel to the right.
You don't know that.
His feet are on
Wait a minute. Let's go back here for a little bit.
the side of the car, from his right hand to his left hand. So now you see her turn to the right. You see that? You saw her. Now he shoots her. And then he calls her an F and B. So you saw her turning the wheel to the right. That means he saw her turning the wheel to the right. His feet are on the side of the car. He then shoots her once through the front windshield, twice through the side window. J.D. Vance sees that and just completely lies about what's in it.
They seem to, I think you're correct, that the real thing that they find to be vindicating here is that these are liberal lesbian women.
Right.
And so
no, what's vindicating is those two ladies were clearly instigating that situation, and her partner told her to drive off after an officer gave her an order not to get out of the car. I'm amazed that these idiots would let the words fall out of their mouths that agent had his hands full with a cell phone cam. Well, yeah, he did have a cell phone cam. That is true. That was his cell phone. But even if he was at a safe difference, and let's just say he was, I just have a simple question: why would you drive off when an officer? Because he clearly had his gun pulled. Why would you drive off when the officer has his gun, when they have the gun pointed at you? Simple question: why would you drive off when an officer is giving you instructions to get out of the car? You know you had no business on that street. We're adults. Come on now. We're all adults here. She's 37. She's old enough to know better. She knows she had no business on that street interfering with ICE. Why didn't you follow the officer's instruction? Even if you take the story that there was enough distance and he didn't have to shoot her. Why didn't you follow those instructions? As I said, we can't condone this kind of you can't condone that kind of behavior. More people are going to get hurt if you allow people to behave like this and make excuses for it, like Crystal and Ryan are doing right now.
Case closed.
For a rabid online movement like the new right online edgelords, the fact that they look like they're liberal and they're lesbians means
we don't care about that. Quit lying, Crystal.
They deserved it.
Right.
And that is the real.
And I'm not saying this lady deserved it. But play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
I think that is the primary point of the video. And you've got, the one woman,
You just can't ignore the fact they were playing stupid games.
her wife, Renee's wife.
You can't ignore the fact they were playing stupid games, Crystal. Come on now. It's irresponsible not to point out the fact that they were playing stupid games.
Wife who's there sassing the officer, basically fat shaming him.
And did they bleep out her saying that she was a veteran or something?
I don't know. And I think that's worth mentioning too, is like this, we have no way of knowing if this was edited in any way also to make this as favorable as possible for him. But then the other thing that they seized on is, at the end when he fires the shots, the phone kind of goes and they act like that's definitive that he gets hit, even though the video does not show that at all. And in fact, we have much clearer videos. We showed one on the show on Friday, and the New York Times did an analysis. Wall Street Journal did an analysis that found, no, he actually wasn't even grazed by the car. He was to the side of the car. He was not hit by the car. But because the phone kind of like goes crazy in that moment, he got hit. I saw he got hit and he got hit hard. This proves that conclusively. It's like, it literally doesn't. And it makes you feel like you're going crazy when you watch these videos. And it is so clear what is going on here. Like, she was trying to leave. Now, you may say she shouldn't have done that. It's also very clear she was receiving contradictory orders at that point.
Yeah, she should have followed the orders of the officer, not her partner. That's what's kind of contradictory, Crystal. Come on now. You've been a journalist for too long.
So it was impossible for her to comply. So in any case, you could say she didn't do the right thing by trying to leave the scene. Does that justify her getting shot in the face 3 times? We've seen now multiple videos of protesters who position themselves in front of ICE vehicles, including, you brought this up on the show, or actually Emily brought it up and then you were challenging her on it, Kat Abou-Gazala, who's a congressional.
That doesn't excuse her actions, though. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Candidate in Chicago, where they're trying to prosecute her because she was part of a group that was trying to stand in front of an ICE vehicle, and they're getting pushed by that ICE vehicle. Okay, so by this logic, was her life in danger? Was she justified to, if she had a weapon, pull out and shoot the ICE agent driving the car in the face? Of course not. Like, anyone would look at that and say that's absolutely insane. Not to mention, it wouldn't even solve the problem, because the car would then keep going.
Right.
Now you have what I saw one law enforcement, I think retired law enforcement agent said this, then you have an unguided missile. then that creates other safety. Imagine there's children playing this. Imagine there's other people around, and you have now this car careening with the dead person at the wheel. So, the whole thing and the approach to it, the immediate tagging of her as a domestic terrorist, and not just the defense of, but the
I'm not going to call it domestic terrorist, but I am going to say what they did was very stupid. I don't care how much you don't like ICE. You don't interrupt a federal investigation. That is stupid. That is beyond stupid.
The veneration of this officer and the comments from JD Vance that ICE agents have absolute immunity. We are already seeing them sort of taking and running with that. I mean, the number of videos I've seen of them just randomly assaulting people. We had another shooting in Portland. We still don't know the details of that. 2 people were shot there. The government story is already not adding up.
And yes, I fully acknowledge that there have been multiple ICE killings. In fact, a black man, if I'm not mistaken, got killed up in California. I acknowledge that. And I need to take accountability for that. But in this shooting right here, those ladies had no business trying to block ICE from doing their job. They had no business putting their car in ICE's way. They had no business doing that. You can't get past that.
With regards to the details that have come out there. So, the willingness to just completely deny reality is something that is very hard.
What you're doing right now, to completely deny the fact that they were completely in the wrong for messing with those ICE officers to begin with? Really? Really, Crystal? Really? What's good, McTow? Really? To completely ignore the fact that they were messing with the ICE officers to begin with, they were purposely there to antagonize those ICE officers? Really? Anyway.
Hard for me to grapple with.
It is. It's very tough. And Kristi Noem has really led the way in that with her initial press conference, where she, basically said, she implied that he was dragged by the car.
She said, just before we play this clip, she said one of the vehicles, the ICE vehicles, became stuck and ensnared in the snow. No sign of that in any of the videos we've seen. Law enforcement were attempting to push out this vehicle. Have you seen any of that? No, we've seen no video of that. When a mob of agitators that were harassing them all day, again, we know she had just dropped her kid off at preschool or at school, began blocking them in, shouting at them. And
I know about a mob, but that one lady was clearly agitating that officer.
Impeding law enforcement operations. ICE officers and agents approached the vehicle of the individual in question who was blocking the officers. We saw her wave them by the way, roadway they could have gone by, and with her vehicle. And she'd been stalking and impeding their work all throughout the day. ICE agents repeatedly ordered her to get out of the car and to stop obstructing law enforcement. She refused to obey their commands. She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over. That's what she had said. And let's go ahead and play. So Jake Tapper.
And just real quick before you go to that, because there's this debate about whether or not she was, quote unquote, stalking them, which doesn't change anything about whether or not it's justified in shooting her.
Right.
The shooting was at 9:35 a.m. And we know for sure they dropped the kid off at school. I don't know exactly when school started. Anybody who was watching this either has kids in school.
What does that have to do with them bothering ICE like that? What does that have to do with her interfering with a federal investigation? Which is a stupid idea. I know. They're Karen's white privilege, but that doesn't change the fact it was a stupid idea to go play with ICE like that. You don't know if they were going after a terrorist or not. It was stupid for them to do that.
Or has gone to school themselves. It's not that much before 9:35. Like there's no even if it's one of these early starting schools at like 7:50 or something like that, that at most would give them 90 minutes to be following them around. But that doesn't remotely appear to be the case.
Yes.
there, it looks like a couple of minutes. Like this was activism of opportunity. They're like coming home from dropping the kid off and they see
This is
ICE in the
their
neighborhood.
street. They live blocks
Right.
away.
And so they're like, let's get out and like, let's protest this. Like that. So that
All right, let's go to the next video.
Homeland Security's use of force policy, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable.
A new video has been released from the officer's phone who shot and killed Reagan Good. This was the woman that was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota by the ICE agent. There's a lot that has come out since then, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting crazy out here in these streets. I got to tell you that one. But this video shows a different angle than what we've seen before in the past. Again, this is the video footage that is coming from the ICE agent's cell phone that he was taking during that time, during this altercation before he shot and killed Renee Good. Let's go ahead and bring that in here. Brian Allen shared it. Breaking: Allen Analysis Newsroom has obtained cell phone footage showing in federal agents' perspective in the ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis. Let's go ahead and bring it up here, folks. So again, this is from the ICE agent's phone. Here we go. Did everyone hear what she said? So you can see here in the window, there's a glimpse of him. This is the same guy. So I want you to hear again what she said when he walked by her window. She said, "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you." And a lot of people are pointing to
He was an ICE agent, and they didn't necessarily have a body cam, but they did encourage the ICE agents to pull out their cell phone whenever they can to videotape a situation. To answer your question, but yeah, that is a cell phone. That's not a body cam. I'm not sure if he had a body cam or not.
to this, and they're saying this doesn't look like someone who was upset. This doesn't seem like someone who was angry or antagonizing, because she looks him right in the face and says, "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad." Right? That's important when you see his response at the end of all of this. So it makes you wonder, how could this have escalated? Let's continue on.
That's fine, dude.
Really, Savvy? Come on now.
I'm not mad, boy. Show your face. I'm not mad. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know.
As you can hear, her partner in the background talking shit to him.
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking You want to come at us? You want to?
You can clearly hear her partner talking shit to him. And you're asking why he's antagonized. Really?
Come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out the car. Get out.
And I believe this part right here, I think this is what pissed him off. Was this back and forth here? I believe, I'm not sure if this is her wife or not, but I think it was this that got him, that really pissed him off. Now, it doesn't excuse it, but I think it was this part right about here when she told him go get some lunch. Notice she also said we're U.S. citizens, so he is filming the license plate here.
Good morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
You hear the order. Now listen very carefully.
So he's telling her to get out of the car, or one of them is telling her to get out of the car. I don't know if it's him or if it's the other agent. So we'll go back again here.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Now,
You clearly hear her friend tell her to run.
now we have to pause it here because you know that we can't show the shooting on here. So we're going to go back and we're going to zone in on her wheel, because this is the part that I keep telling people about. We'll get a close up as well.
Get out of the car.
All right. And then we'll bring it back in at the end. Here we go. So you can hear what he said. That was right before her car, hit the other car. He called her a effing bitch. And that tells you, again, like I said, I think that back and forth right there, like that really ticked him off. Now I'm gonna show you another angle, because this is important to see. Now, some people saw this video and they said, oh my God, yeah, she hit him or whatever. There is a thud sound that you hear, which I can't show because that's when the shots go off is YouTube. There is a thud sound though that you hear. And what I wasn't sure of is, was that thud the sound of the car hitting him, or was that thud the sound of the cell phone hitting the car or his hand hitting the car? So we're going to look at another video here. This is a close up. Again, pay attention to the wheel. Do you see the way she's turning the wheel?
It doesn't matter how she was turning the wheel. She was asked to get out of the car. It's never a good idea to interrupt a federal investigation and then not follow instructions when they try to tell you something. That's what nobody's talking about. What these two did was clearly irresponsible.
Right here. She was turning the wheel away from him, not towards him. That was what I wanted to see. Where is she? Is she keeping the wheel straight when she was in the car? You know, is she kind of turning it to the left? Is she keeping it straight? No, she was turning it to the right, which is something that we pointed out before with her tires. So she was not trying to run him over, despite what Donald Trump and others said. And people will see this and they'll still say, no, she was trying to run him over. She's literally turning her wheel here. So that part there is very important. Now we have another video that I want to show you because there was something that this woman pointed out.
She was asked to get out of the car. She should put it in park and got out of the car. A federal officer was asking her to get out of the car. It would have been wiser for her to put that car in park and get out of the car for everybody's safety. Nobody want to talk about that.
That I did not notice as well. Listen to this.
I don't know what I think. This is what I think. I think Jonathan Ross got out of his car. He was filming and wanted to take evidence of whatever was happening here. Then as he approaches Renee, not only is she not trying to agitate or aggravate the situation, she's actually trying to de-escalate the situation. I don't know what I think. This is what I think. I think Jonathan Ross got out of his car. He was filming and wanted to take evidence of whatever was happening here. Then as he approaches Renee, not only is she not trying to agitate or aggravate the situation, she's actually trying to de-escalate the situation. Then Jonathan Ross goes to the back of the car where he encounters Renee's wife. There's something in this part of the footage that I think is important to note. See here, you can see in the reflection of the car, his phone is in his right hand. Then
his phone was already there. And to tell you this as well, there has been information reported now that says that ICE agents were encouraged to film everything as much as possible. So
yes,
keep that in mind. He had a phone in one hand and then reaching for the gun with the other hand. So keep that in mind. He's the one that had the phone. When we go back to the original video, the other agents are not filming. He's the one that's filming. Let's continue on.
His phone is in his right hand. Then as he's filling the license plate, he encounters Renee's wife. And big, strong Jonathan does not like what she has to say.
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Outdoor.
Did you catch that? While they're having their exchange, he walks further around the car. And then he...
And notice, as an officer, he asked her to get out of the car. They didn't get out of the car.
Does this. He switches the phone from his right hand to his left hand because what
that part's important. That's important. Hold on. He had already made a decision right here.
He switches the phone from his right hand to his left hand because what side of his body is his firearm on? See, he was ready. He switched.
Y'all interrupting a federal investigation. Think about this for a minute. They were interrupting a federal investigation. They're not playing with you. Those two white women had no business interfering in their investigation and talking shit to her. Now you got a bunch of knuckleheads that went down there, probably from out of town, called themselves protesting and tearing up shit, harassing hotels. Once again, I get it. You don't like what ICE is doing. That is not a reason to do this stupid shit that these two white women did. You're going to get yourself hurt or killed. doing that stupid shit. Y'all get the gist of this. We're going to go to the next video because I'm not the only one saying this. Let's listen to Tim Black, hear what he has to say about this.
Tonight we're dropping another critical look at the Minnesota ICE shooting. Not just the tragedy itself, but our political leaders are gaslighting the public about what actually happened. You ain't gonna believe this.
Next up with Tim Black.
Be advised, the following images may be disturbing to some viewers.
And just real quickly, there are folks that are going to hear you say things like state-sponsored terrorism. You put out as a statement, literally, stop with us, was your words. These are goons. And they'll say that is raising the temperature and actually puts some of this.
Yes, it is.
Law enforcement officers in greater danger. What do you say to that?
I said what I said.
Oh, now they want to sound like me. I said what I said.
Okay. Man, that's when I saw Jasmine Crockett with her cosplaying, and I saw how much attention she was getting from the Democrats and how this was elevating her, and all of media was playing into it. She a star. I knew it was going to have a lot of other unimpressive people doing the same thing. This shit does not help us.
No.
In fact, it helps no one. In fact, the only person that helps is this lady right here. That's the only person that helps. It doesn't help us as a people, as a country, as a society, as a community, as Black families that are needing financial resources. Nothing. It does nothing except, would I be covering this woman if she hadn't done that?
By the way,
that's why she did it.
By the way, I know I don't have that many people watching. I don't care. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit the Super Chat, support the show. This needs to be talked about.
I said what I said. Give it ice. I wonder if she would talk tough like that for us. I just wonder. I'm just wondering. And if you ain't gonna talk big for us, how about talk big for economics? For all of us, all the working class. What about that part? Why can't you talk tough, lady, about what you're gonna do for working class people? Why come when the money ain't right? Why aren't you saying F you? What about this money? Because the Democrats want to push all their chips to the middle of the table on migrants. That's why. Nothing. But for the migrants, if it ain't for trans kids,
yep.
God bless them. If migrants, Democrats got nothing to say. They keep telling me about this democracy bullshit. Why do we care how many seats you got when you hold a seat and you don't do shit with it?
Exactly. What do you think the Democrats going to do if they get back in office? We know what they're going to do. They're going to try to impeach Trump again, as if that's going to do anything but waste our time.
Why should I give you money to get a seat in a role where you fight for people that don't look like me for causes I could give a shit about?
Exactly. What's my incentive as a Black man to vote for the Democrat Party? We don't owe you shit. I told you back in 2025. I mean it now. We don't owe you shit. We don't owe the Democrat Party shit.
And you're not even trying to solve the root problem. The root problem with immigration is, what are we going to do about that goddamn border? You don't want to deal with that. You want to say, oh, it's for everybody. So, yeah, it's a problem, family. It's a problem.
Wait for justice. And remember, we fought for Jamar Clark. We occupied a precinct for Jamar Clark. We did not get justice for Jamar Clark. But when the city burned, after George Floyd, all of a sudden there were some charges. So for those who are in the media talking about, don't burn it down, don't set it on fire, let me tell you this, we need justice and we need it now. Yeah. Because what happens after that is on your case.
All this over white women who had no business doing what they were doing.
To the people.
She is saying we need to burn down some shit in Minnesota. It worked before. So now if they come get her and lock her ass up, then I got to do a GoFundMe. We got to do GoFundMe.
I ain't donating shit.
Because you want to put out wolf tickets that the solution is we need to burn up some shit?
Yes.
And if this time, because back to my point, you told me Trump is Hitler. You say Trump want to lock down and do all these things and bring back slavery. Okay. Why are you helping him?
Exactly.
If you say he's just looking for the opportunity to shoot us all.
Yeah. If he's as bad as you say he is, why are you helping him by pushing this goofy shit
in the street like dogs? And then your idea is we should all get in the street and get shot down like dogs because that's what we should do. We should go speed up the process. It sounds foolish to me.
It is foolish.
Called, as we just heard, for ICE to get out of here. ICE clearly is not going to get out of here. So what happens next? How does this get better?
Well, look, right now, our first priority is to keep the people of Minneapolis safe. And we know that the underlying intention of ICE is not safety. It's not reducing crime. What it is to cause chaos and disruption in our
is to get illegal immigrants out of the country who don't belong here. That's what ICE is for. Stop lying. You're not helping anybody, including your own party.
city.
I thought it was to deport people.
Exactly.
This is the same guy that was crying at George Floyd's. He was crying at George Floyd's at his casket. Oh, he did a Patty Faye Baker. What's the somebody knows a preacher. He did one of I am sin. He did one of those Baker. He meltdowns. Oh God. Oh, he just blubbering. He had snot bubbles, Viola Davis style and fences. Oh, but George Floyd. Oh, George, take me with him. Yeah, 2 months earlier, he was fighting for the cops to get off. Yeah, this guy, him right here. Him. He talking shit now because he got his head right, Democratic Party style. This same guy went from, Floyd just would have cooperated. Tide turned, and it was like, oh, we're going to get your ass out of office. He was on the, next thing I know, he on the casket. Oh, George. He was doing those cries with no sound come out. And now here we go. Main one talking smack. Main one, oh, we need to defend. We need to fight. The Democrats are not your friend. These are the Republicans. Okay? It's okay not to have friends. What did I tell you about having friends? Mm-hmm. It's about paper. What did I say? We are only friend, dummy.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you stop calling people dumb and stupid. I know, man, I'm trying.
Well, you ain't as bad as Road Run Car, but you dumbass, you Triple Simons, you fools. Anyway.
You're right. Please.
Anyway.
You're better than this. You know they're only happy to see you if you got money in your pocket. You know this. Right? You were born at night, not last night. You know the game, right?
I understand that Vice President Vance believes that shooting a young mother of 3 in the face 3 times is an acceptable America that he wants to live in, and I do not. And that is a fundamental difference between Vice President Vance and I do not believe that the American people should be assassinated in the street. Thank you.
She was assassinated. Damn. I had to wrap my head around the fact that people.
She was interfering with a federal investigation. She quite frankly, and by the way, it's been reported that this woman had 3 kids, and she only had custody of 1 because, well, her Elizabeth partner liked to burn cigarette on children. So yeah, she only had custody of 1 of her kids, of her 3 children. And now all 3 of her children don't have their mother anymore because her and her lesbian partner did something stupid.
People said Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was a public figure. The way he was shot, I guess you could say that. Assassinated. That's what happened here, AOC. Ed Hesh was assassinated. Is that what we're saying? I don't think that's what happened here. I think what happened here is a cop did what a lot of cops do. I just covered a story. Ryan Hinton was shot by a cop. He wasn't assassinated. He was shot. Just crazy talk. If that's the case, there are a lot of assassinations that occur in America. Everybody shot by cops could say they're assassinated.
Hey, Congressman.
What's going on, man?
What the fuck is up with ICE rearing a woman in Minneapolis?
She has a name, right? Renee Good. Looks like she was a mom of 3 and had every right to go see her kids last night. And
yeah, she did, but she decided to fuck with ICE, and that's what happens. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. It's never a good, I don't care how much you don't like ICE, it's never a good idea to interrupt a federal investigation.
instead, she's dead.
What?
And of course, this is what would happen when you have a president who surges his thugs into our communities, masked, unidentified. And I guess you're lucky.
Don't talk about Joe Biden spreading illegal migrants in our community like that. Don't talk about Joe Biden like that.
now if all that happens is you're thrown in the back of a van or you're dragged by your hair through the streets, because now they're just shooting people in the face and bodies are piling up. And we have to do something about it. We're not helpless. None of us are helpless. We have to strip these guys of their immunity. That makes them feel like they're invincible. We have to ban masks and...
Oh! Y'all hear that? He wants to get rid of qualified immunity for ICE. You know how long black people are trying to get a qualified immunity to end for us? You know, just regular cops, but for police in general.
By the way, I had talked to Charles about this, and he said it's not a good getting rid of qualified immunity is just not a good idea whatsoever. There's a reason qualified immunity exists. It allows the police to properly do the jobs that you want them to do. You want the police to handle their business, leave qualified immunity in.
I have never heard Eric Swalwell talk about getting rid of qualified immunity for citizens. But for an ICE, yeah. Folks, you don't think that there are unmarked vehicles, unmarked cops that jump out on regular people all the time? They're called jump outs. It's a name for it. It happens so often in the hood that there is a name for it. They're called the jump outs. Before ICE existed, there have been unmarked cars. You had to watch a couple movies where you saw cops with unmarked cars. Remember Training Day? How were they dressed? How were they dressed in Training Day? Hoyt and Lorenzo, they were dressed like regular people, right? See? Same thing. Nobody was like, who they? I have no idea who they are. They could just be random people. Right? Fam, the Democrats are so brazen that don't give a shit about Black America. Fam.
Yeah, I've been saying that forever, but nobody listens.
All you got to do is listen. This is a congressperson fighting for the right to end qualified immunity for ICE, but not for regular cops that fuck with us. That's a problem.
Pay attention. Black folk, pay attention.
Because we built the country. We are building the country. We pay for the country. We are American citizens. But that's not who he wants to go to bat for. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Should have to think about that. And no woman should have to go through that. So, yes, to ICE, my message is stay the fuck out of California. I think that's the message that
Yeah, you got to put that F-bomb in there, man. Yeah. See, the memo went out, and I know there's a mailing list of Democrats sending each other. The word for the month of January, let's start everyone use F-bombs. You got to do fundraising as we lead up to the midterm elections, and what we're going to need to do. Everyone, I need you to stop being scared to curse. That means you, Elizabeth. I don't like to curse. I don't like cursing. That means you. Clapper, you got to curse. I don't feel like cursing. I don't curse. I'll say other words. I'm a believer.
I know what I'll say. We knows Joe. And Joe knows us. We love Master Joe. Let me shut up. Anyway.
I do not use F-bomb. That's the thing. That's the memo. Everybody's got to do it. Barack Obama probably called him up. Oh, listen. Hey, let's get everybody together. Come on. Gotta come up with a new strategy. I was talking to Michelle. You guys gotta start letting hang loose. Yo, drop an F-bomb or something. Come on. Amy, stop shaking. Looking like Catherine Hepburn. Stop shaking. Use F-bomb. Hey, come on, everybody. Use F-bombs. It's gonna let them know you mean business. Yo, let them know you're serious. Michelle, come on. Play some Fuck the Police. Come on, play it. Straight from the underground. You got it bad because I'm brown. Body's all hard on. So with the sword on.
Attention, ICE. Let me just say something that most journalists will not say. They can't say it. I understand that. But I'm an independent journalist now, so I can't say it. Fuck off, ICE. Fuck all the way off.
Ooh, he said the F word. Look what he can say. He gets to say.
John Lennon. Fuck off. You fuck off. You're washed up and pathetic.
Yeah. Oh, Dawn gets to curse. Dawn is courageous. Dawn, you are Mitch. Yeah, you're Mitch. You are Mitch. I didn't want to,
You are low-life losers. and you feel empowered by your dear leader, Donald Trump. You've never had this position of power before. Small person.
Small person. I mean, I got no problems with people being gay or anything. I'm talking about. There's got to be levels. Like, you know what I'm saying? You, small person. Shimmying after you talk tough shit.
And you are treating people in an inhumane way, and you don't even understand why, because you're too dumb to figure it out. You are the poorly educated that Donald Trump loves. That's who you are. And you're out there.
Oh, by the way, Don Lemon had the nerve to say that Stephen A. Smith sucks up to white people too much, even though he goes to bed with a white man every day. Oops, did I say that out loud? Let me say that again. Don Lemon had the nerve to call out Stephen A. Smith for sucking up to white people too much when he goes and lay down with a white man every day. Let that sink in. Anyway, we're almost finished.
They're doing his bidding, doing things that are illegal, doing things that are unconstitutional, doing things that are inhumane, like killing someone.
Like killing someone. Someone.
Or like doing their job, getting illegal migrants who don't belong here out of the country, including some violent ones who have killed people, who have SA'd people, who have harassed people, who got deported and came back in and did more crime. That's what these leftists don't want to talk about. ICE is getting these kind of people out of our country. Unlike Biden, who was letting them poor come right back in.
Man, it is such a slap in the face. This guy pointing his finger at people. Do you realize how many people America kills every day? We let people die just because they don't have enough money. Don, you shut all the way the fuck up.
Thank you.
You had a platform where you talk to millions of people every night. You know what you did with it? Nothing.
Yep.
You coward. You BR. You sucker-ass company guy.
Damn.
Cowardly loser. I'm about losers. You a spineless, shape-shifting moron. That's what you are. Two-faced, backstabbing, uninteresting, boring-ass, flapjack, Gorma pile-ass, lame, soft shoe, phony. You're all those things. You're all those things. And it's just...
Well...
I'm just so tired of people pretending just because you have brown skin that you represent something. Man, I've been seeing through you for 10 years ago. You are horrible. All the people that buy into you are people that buy into anything.
Yep, pretty much.
It's so obvious that you are a soulless square. This guy's got probably sitting on $100 million. And he didn't leave CNN until CNN left his ass. You lame. You were dependent because you got fired. Yep. You didn't say, I'm tired of this CNN bullshit. I would have took that. This guy gets to act high and mighty. Motherfucker, I respect people who change their opinions, who change how they are, who change their philosophies and ideologies. I get that. It takes courage to say, you know what? I was doing it this way. I no longer want to do it this way. I've seen the light, and I made a change. I have redirected myself. This is the way I'm going now, and I'm willing to pay the...
Hell, I actually have more respect for Megyn Kelly's racist ass than I do Don Lemon.
Price to make that change. I did that. Wasn't easy. It took 5 years to turn this damn caravan around. To go from the people with the purple hair to the people with the red hair. To go from white women with blue hair to black women with gray hair.
Yep.
Well, you know, instead of whatever kind of hair they wear. Or their natural hair. There you go. To go from white girls with purple hair, and white guys too, because they do some crazy shit, to black women with their natural hair that comes out their heads. You know how long that took to get that Democrat to turn. I had to get out the car and physically lift that motherfucker around and had to lift it all the way around and cut it out the way. I was like, I show speed in Tanzania, wherever he's at, trying to pull that damn car. You seen that? I know I show speed has done a lot of sambo activity, but I like what he's doing in Africa. It's good to see it. If for no other reason, just to see how Africans get there. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it. But anyway, back to my point. I got respect for somebody who changes their trajectory, who goes through the difficult task of switching. Of actually, not that Marjorie Taylor Greene bullshit, not that, not this corny political shit where people just, Megyn Kelly bullshit. Oh, I'm a Republican. Oh, I'm on MSNBC. Oh,
y'all get the gist. Look, I get it. People don't like ICE. I get it. But the main point of this stream is simple. What those two white women did was incredibly stupid. I don't care how much you don't like ICE. You don't interrupt a federal investigation because you and your feelings. And when an officer asks you to get out of the car, you get out of the daggone car. What's going on, Louis? What's going on, Craig? You get out of the daggone car. No, this ain't Mass Effect talk today. This is more common sense talk today because I'm not going to be here forever. However, if any brothers want to come up and talk about this, we can do so now. But I understand. I look. I'm sorry that lady lost her life. But what her and a lesbian friend did was stupid on so many levels. And that has to be called out. It's irresponsible. No, it's irresponsible to say what they did wasn't stupid. It's irresponsible to say that they were innocent and weren't doing anything. That's stupid. Now, you don't have to like what the ICE officer did, but it doesn't change the fact that what those two ladies did was stupid. They should have went about their business instead of trying to mess with those ICE officers. They had no business messing with those ICE officers. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Yes, leave ICE alone, especially when you are not the subject of law enforcement action. Exactly. They should have left ICE alone and minded their business. I know they're Karens, but very funny, Craig. All right, if nobody's going to come up, I'm about to shut the stream down. If you want to get to what I was talking about, it's about an hour long. You can go back and watch the playback. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.